So in today's video, we're going to be covering investments for the biggest SBC we've had for about 3 months. So just before the video does start, a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch for the cheapest trading guides out there for just £4, €4, all free with Amazon Prime. You'll receive daily trading and investing guides covering PlayStation, Xbox and PC with an array of methods covering all budgets. And I've been trading for over 10 years, making over 100 million in multiple different FIFAs, and now for the last 4 years I've made 10 million coins in just the first month. So in today's video, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be discussing the investments to go make for literally the biggest SBC we've had, I think, since POTM Mbappe, which is about 3 months. So yeah, very interesting times, and yeah, very interesting in terms of investing. So what we're going to do is we are going to go through a bunch of different investments, and yeah. So what we're going to do to start off the video is I'm basically just going to show you what did FLAIR do for the last few big SBCs. So the last few big SBCs we had were a Sabio on the 15th of December, which really just shows how long it's been since we've had a multi-million coin SBC. The second one we had was POTM Mbappe on the 21st of December. And then I'm going to go on to George Best, which I believe we got late January because of the team of the year, but again, we'll cover that in a different bit. But the first thing, or the first relevant thing we're going to look at is going to be how did FODA react on the 15th and the 21st of December, because those are the two ones prior the George Best. So I've gone and got up loads of different fodder, so let's go and start off with the gold fodder. We're going to go and start off by looking at 89, so there's no point looking at anything below an 89, and I'll show you why. On the 15th of December, which is the release of a Sabio, we saw Heiberg go from basically 36k up to 38k, but then we didn't really see anything interesting. The second SBC POTM Mbappe, she literally went up for 1 day and then dropped because there would have been an increase in supply. So last time the Sabio and the Mbappe didn't do anything positive to the likes of 89s. Now just in case maybe she was out of packs for Team of the Weeks, we have gone and got... Do I still have the Casemiro up? No, but I did go and double check it with Casemiro, but I've closed him since. So we're now going to have a little look how did the 90s react with Sabio and Mbappe, and again if we look on the 15th we can see Kane had a start of a rise, so again 52k, we can see the release of the SBC was on the 15th, so there wasn't a great rise. Let's say you were to go and buy today and sell tomorrow on 90s, but what did happen is he was progressive, and I'm sure the leak of a Sabio allowed him to rise up there to 56, so he did go from the best part of 52k to 56k. Again, if you get better highs and lows there, you probably got 50 to 57. So okay profit on the likes of the 90s. Again, we do like to double check these, so here's another 90, and again we can go and see on the 15th here who was 52k, same as Kane. He didn't actually rise for the likes of a Sabio, but then with the Mbappe he started rising a bit more there to 57. So again, we are looking at the likes of about 52 up to 57, again on the likes of 90s. So not a bad rise, but nothing too crazy. That then takes us onto the 91s. 91s trends were definitely a lot nicer. So we can see right here on the 15th, so before the SBC came out, he was sitting about 64k. The day of the SBC went up to 67k. Next day was 69k. Day after that was 68k. Then 69k. Then 70k. This might have been the leak of a Sabio. Then 70k again. Up to 71k. The day of Mbappe, sorry. Day after Mbappe came out, went up to 76. And then he went back down there and didn't hit a high. So he peaked 1 day after Mbappe coming out. And we can look at the same here with Haaland. We can see before all the hype, he was about 64k. Then on the release of a Sabio, he was 68k. Day after a Sabio, he was again 68, 69. Day before Mbappe, he was 71. Day after Mbappe came out, he was 70. Sorry, day of Mbappe coming out, he was 73. Day after Mbappe came out, he was 80 and then 82. He actually just had really good rises. And interesting enough, actually outperformed De Bruyne. Again, De Bruyne prior to the SBC 68, post the SBC 76, whereas Erling Haaland pre the SBC 69, post the SBC 83. Now, if I was to go and make a presumption, why would Haaland outperform De Bruyne? It'd probably be because Haaland would have been about 2k more than De Bruyne. Because he would have been about 2k more than De Bruyne, you would have, as a result, seen less people invest in him, because they would have gone, well, if I'm going to buy a 91 rated, why don't I just go and buy the cheapest? But because people are using both De Bruyne and Haaland in the SBCs, what it then what then happened was there was equal demand for Haaland and De Bruyne, but Haaland was supplied less, and because he was supplied less, he therefore outperformed De Bruyne by the looks of things. So now what we're going to cover is we're going to cover even higher rated than 91s, because what happens is people will end up getting a lot of untradeable fodder, a lot of 86s, a lot of 87s, a lot of 88s, a lot of 89s. But if they're requiring 89 or 90 rated squads, sometimes a 90 and a 91 just won't cut the mustard for the fodder you've got to make up for using some of your low rated untradeable fodder. So as a result, we actually see some quite positive trends on 92s. So let's start off here with Quieto, and again we can see, now obviously Thunderstruck would have come out, so there's a chance... there is a chance some upgrades would have occurred, but I don't believe it is. So do pardon my ignorance if I do miss out that some of this rise was an upgrade. But, I mean, the times all match up very nicely. So Eusebio came out. Before Eusebio came out, she was 73. When Eusebio came out, she didn't really do anything. Didn't do anything for a little bit there. Then, Mbappe comes out here, and we can see that she just rose 2 days after that. And she rose and rose and rose and rose and rose and rose really, really nicely. Now, why did she rise really nicely? Don't believe it would have been demand for the card. It would have been basically people needed to use 92s, but she was the only cheap 92. Now, a trend that goes and backs this up is rather than looking at someone who maybe went up in price because they got upgraded, is looking at the likes of Prince. So the reason for this is before the Mbappe SBC came out, for a 92 rated, you were paying 80k. So if we look at Prince, and we go down here, so there we go. So I guess, yeah. So the first thing to say is that Prince is 10k more than Quieto. So in theory, if she was 92 rated, her true value would be here, right? If she was going to be the same price as Prince. But because she kept going up and up and up, is because, again, people using her SBC. So I need to go and compare this to Prince right here. Again, a 92 rated fodder. We can see on the release of Eusebio, she wasn't positive. But what's quite interesting, if we look at the day before Mbappe, 92k. We look at the day of Mbappe, 89k. But then if we look after the day of Mbappe, 95k, 97k, 100k, 101k, 101k, 106k, 110k, 115k, 113k, 116k, 121k, 125k, 127k. So we can see that she was progressive all the way up to January the 5th. Now, if we go and compare this to Quieto, we can see that she was progressive all the way up to January the 5th. So Quieto's demand wasn't necessarily because of there being any weakening demand or her card being upgraded. We can see that 92s went all the way from, I think I can grab it again, all the way from 90k all the way up to 127k, even though they might be deemed as overkill. So, what we can see from this is we can see that actually what performs best in this is high rateds who can't pack anymore, because these guys can't have an increase in supply, but they're being used for the SBCs. So, the overall investment is what we're going to go and invest in. Well, 90s were a bit meh, they were okay. 91s were also a bit meh, but they're okay. But what also did, well, what did very, very well, it was the 92s that aren't in packs, the 92s that aren't in packs, the 92s that aren't in packs, the 92s that aren't in packs. We can scroll down here, and we can look at even the 93s that aren't in packs, because there's a higher chance that we have a higher rated SBCs being needed, and Harry Kane is generally the only 93. In fact, why would you not go and buy a Harry Kane for a 7k increase? When we look between these two cards, we can see that there is a 33k increase, but then we add one rating here, and you're paying 7k more. So, and we know that people are using these, so if we know that they're using these cards, they're going to be using these cards here. Another interesting thing I did have a quick look at just before I go and wrap the video up is looking at how did 92 Harry Kane react. Well, again, we can see he kind of followed the same trend as the other 92s. With Eusebio coming out, he didn't really move, but then after Mbappe came out, didn't rise for the day he came out, but the day after 6k, day after that 5k, day after that another 5k. And just like Quieto and so on, he actually peaked up 6k more than Quieto, because he would have obviously had inform utility rather than just being a 92. So we can again see that 92 Harry Kane did really well. No, inform the same as Lewandowski. But Lewandowski also did pretty well. We can see right here, again, day before Mbappe came out, 74k, and then continued to rise there to 102k. And again, the reason these guys would have done a lot better than the gold cards is because they're not in packs, yet they're being used for the SBCs. So, again, adds to your sort of plethora of cards you can go and buy. You can basically go and buy 90... Again, there's really no point buying the 91 informs unless they drop a bit, because a 92 inform for 11k more is way, way better. So you're basically, your plethora is 92 K8, 92 Prince, 92 Kane, 92 Inform Kane, and 93 Team Year Honorable Mention Kane. And again, in theory, the longer you hold on to these cards, the more they rise, because the longer we go, the more people are completing the SBC, but you don't have to worry about a resupply, because again, these cards aren't getting resupplied. The only way that maybe they go down is maybe there's some super high rated player in a promo team that's discard, but again, I don't see that being anytime soon. For example, let's say Aspas was like a discard 95, then that decreased the rest of them because now there's a 95 in packs. But these guys work so well because again, there's no 92s in packs and there's no 93s in packs that are fodder, and as a result, they just keep rising because they keep being demanded and no supply. That is that. They're still very easily to get a good price. Thanks for watching, and see you guys tomorrow see you guys later today with a brand new video.